Hey, what's up everybody? In today's requested video, we'll be taking a look at the Razer phone. I've actually had this phone for a couple of weeks since it released in November. I was thinking about sending it back, but since I see that there is some interest, I've decided to keep it. Enin here from U Droid Mania, and you're watching my Razer phone unboxing. So let's do this. Inside the packaging, we're greeted with a nice letter to introduce the Razer phone by the creative director. Next up, we've got the phone itself, but I'll set that off to the side for now and we'll come back to it. And let me just say one quick thing about the packaging here. When it comes to unboxing this phone, so far the experience is great. Moving along, inside we've got 4 packets nicely laid out. I also noticed a subtle nod here to the speakers, and I like that. We'll start with a documentation pack here. Inside, we'll find a SIM ejector tool along with some nice Razer branding here. It's even got instructions on how to use it. There's also a quick start guide, but you'll probably not need that. Next up, we've got the power supply packet. This box also has those same textures here. Again, I gotta say Razer's done a really nice job. Inside, we've got a standard volt power adapter, and this also has the Razer branding as you'll see. It's really apparent to me that Razer spent a lot of time and detail on their presentation here. Now I'm not sure if we're gonna get any fast charging here, so that's something we're gonna have to test during a full review. And since the Razer phone doesn't have a headphone jack, they've included a USB Type-C to 3.5mm headphone jack adapter. It also has a THX certified DAC, so hopefully it's pretty good. We're on to the last packet now, and inside here we've got the USB Type-C cable. Oh, and I should mention here that the cables are pretty nice since they're braided, and I can tell you from what I can see, it's got a pretty decent length. Now with all the contents open, let's get back to the phone. They've got the entire thing wrapped in plastic, and when they do it this way, at least for me, it's not as satisfying. But you know, that's a minor thing. I've already said this several times before, but I like square phones. Yes, it does look like a much better version of the Nextbit Robin, but it also reminds me of a Sony phone. I'm just saying. So to keep things moving along, I did set the phone up off camera, but when it comes to first impressions, I gotta say I really like what I see here. But man, this is a big phone. And on camera, it's not gonna come across as good, but this thing is fast and smooth. We know at first boot that the phone is set to 90Hz refresh rate, so let's go ahead and bump that up to 120. Now I will say that I'm a bit concerned about the battery life here, so I'll be testing that thoroughly through my full review. I set this phone up as new and I can see that there's 33 apps installed. There's about 43 gigs of storage remaining. It's also running Android 7.1.1 Nougat, so hopefully there'll be an Oreo update soon. But right now I hear that sometime in January. I did do a quick gaming test and it looks awesome to the eyes, and the dual front-facing stereo speakers sound very, very good. I can't wait to mess around with those a little bit more and to dig deeper into the Adobe Atmos. I mean, this is one of the best selling features, right? Of course, I had to do a quick check on the display too. We've got a 5.7-inch IPS display panel here. It's Quad HD. Now it's only covered by Gorilla Glass 3, so hopefully we can find some good screen protection for it. And speaking of accessories, today's video is being sponsored by Minimal. If you're into thin cases, they've got your flagship devices covered. Right now, I've just covered my iPhone 8 Plus and it looks and feels great. I've got the links down below, so head on over and check them out. And so to wrap things up, while there are some things missing from the Razer phone like wireless charging and waterproofing, when I think about everything else that you get with this phone, these are some things that I might be able to live without. If you're interested in the Razer phone and like what you've seen thus far, I've got a link down below, so go and check it out.